Hello everyone, my name is Clantus and welcome to the Clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into the video, please do me a great favor by smashing the like button, guys. I highly appreciate you guys when you respond to this call of action, because we do get almost to 1,000 subscribers. Actually, not 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 likes, and the algorithm, it is responding once again, slowly, but it is responding nonetheless. It is all because of you guys. But guys, I just want to talk about something, a story that I've been hearing about for at least now 2 years, or if not a year. And now that I am doing the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, this name just keeps popping up and just keeps popping up. Recently, a colleague of mine here on YouTube by the name of Noni and Podcast did a little snippet story about her, and then that kind of like sparked my interest. If you guys don't know me, I'm a very curious person, and the moment my curiosity becomes active, my two IQs also become active. And this is when they will start itching because they want to rub against each other so that we can make some sense of what exactly is going on in South Africa, particularly with the people that promised, swore to serve and to protect us. What exactly is going on there? And this particular individual seems to have all the answers. Even though I felt like the more I was learning about her, maybe it's a situation that is at a provincial level, but somewhere, somehow, the more I read about the things that are coming out of her mouth, they are actually at national level. And I have said this before, not so long ago, that I feel like our police, I'm talking about the South African Police Service, it needs to go under some kind of an aggressive overhaul so that you can sift out all the problematic people. Sift out people who just came for a salary, but when it comes to the nitty-gritty of doing the job, they are nowhere to be seen. If they are seen with the wrong crowd of people, the people that they swore they were going to protect us against. So this particular individual that I am going to bring to your attention, I know maybe you may have heard about her before, but let's get into a little bit depth because I don't know what the root cause of her story. So now I found an article that I felt like, okay, I think the picture is well drawn out to me when I went down the rabbit hole. You know, we go down the rabbit hole. And this is what the rabbit hole told me. I found an article by, I don't know, it's just abbreviated, it's PPLAAAF. I don't know what that means. I did not check, but it looks like it's a French type of, is it a blog or a news article? But anyways, it's from there. And we're going to be talking about Patricia Mashal. Patricia Mashal. And this is what basically the article says about Patricia Mashal uncovering irregularities in the Free State South African Police Service leaves whistleblower in hiding. This lady, as we speak, she is in hiding from people who swore to serve and to protect. Now her life and her family's life is in danger, but the same people. Make it make sense. And then the reason why I'm doing this particular story is because she also has a lot to say about Brigadier Gininda, the investigating officer, or the investigating officer of the Senzo Meyiwa murder. The one that is currently stood down at the North-Gauteng High Court. Yes, that Gininda. So I felt like this kind of like interlinks, and that is why I want to get to know who this Patricia Mashal person is, and if she is credible, and what she says, is it something for us to listen to, believe, and things like that. So let's go to the article so that we get to learn who exactly is Patricia. So now and again, if I come across something that sparks a thought while my IQs are busy rubbing together, then I will stop the article and then let you know what I'm thinking about. Of course, I'm going to be looking at my laptop screen versus me looking at you. So this is how the article begins. The president should walk the talk. He has been advocating about the protection of whistleblowers in every speech he makes. That's very true. But he puts his party's interest before the interest of the country. That's also true. And the lives of whistleblowers. Whistleblowers in South Africa are better protected by the international community and support groups than by their own country, Patricia told PPLAAF. I don't know about that. I didn't know that international communities were the ones that were taking whistleblowers in South Africa and basically finding a hiding place for them, probably even supporting them, feeding them, paying their rent and all of that. And yet, this is a job that Ramaphosa, I always hear him talk about it. All these speeches. I'm sure in February when he opens parliament, he's going to talk about how whistleblowers need to be protected. But that never happens under his own watch. Shame. Patricia Mashal worked as a senior administrative clerk for the South African Police Service, SAPS, in the Free State province. During the course of her employment, which started in 2007, Mashal noticed and reported on alleged suspicious activities committed by senior SAPS officials. Ultimately, Mashal was dismissed on the 26th of February 2022 because she was reporting these discrepancies. So clearly people felt threatened, and it was also going to go to the upper management and realize they're in trouble, so remove her. After various threats and reprisals were made against her and her family, she went into hiding. Shame on you, South Africa. PPLAAF stood with Patricia by evaluating the risks she faced and assisting her while she was in hiding to keep her safe from people who swore to protect and save us or serve us. Right? My biggest concern in SAPS is the fact that politics are running SAPS. This is one thing that we must do away with. I've said this also many a times before, and I'm also going to say to any political party leader that may actually watch my channel that I and a lot of South Africans whom I may have some kind of a way with when it comes to talking to each other and influencing each other, I'm going to influence people that actually trust and believe in my recommendations, that we are voting in 2024 for a political party that is going to depoliticize government. Every government department, parastatals, I'm going to vote for a party that is going to depoliticize everything. Government departments, parastatals, everything. And put people who are qualified, people who have degrees for this particular job in these departments. That is what I'm going to be doing. If a political party is going to put a fellow comrade in a certain position and think that they're going to run a government, I am sorry, you are not going to be a person I'm going to be considering voting in 2024. Let's continue. Patricia Mashal told social worker and activist John Clerk, continuing that SAPS must be depoliticized. Thank you. Depoliticize government. Depoliticize the SAPS. The person that's supposed to be the minister of police must have been a police officer. Experienced police officer. I would go for a police officer who is around 25 to 30 year experience. Not Gininda. Please, not Gininda. Or anybody associated with Gininda. No. But I'm talking about an upstanding police officer with records, and that is dedicated to protecting and serving the people of South Africa. And also understand the entire policing as a whole. After exposing corrupt activities in January 2021, retaliation against Mashal began. Allegedly, her identity was exposed to those Mashal had reported against. This led to charges of misconduct and spreading false allegations about management. In February 2021, the South African Human Rights Commission found that Mashal's disclosures were protected under the Protected Disclosures Act, South Africa's equivalent of a whistleblower protection law. The commission also found the expedited disciplinary hearings she was subjected to, where the presiding officers were individuals implicated by her disclosures, amounted to unfair labor practices. Like, you are a player and a, what is it called again? You are a player and a referee. You are implicated, but you are also the one that is going to make a decision on yourself. Wow. Nonetheless, Mashala was dismissed shortly thereafter, and a criminal case was opened against her by Major General Solomon Liasia, the deputy provincial commissioner and one of the individuals mentioned by Mashala in her report. So this thing of smearing cases of crimes they did not commit is a thing in the subs. That the moment you say something against somebody, or maybe in this case of Senzo Meyiwa, we have 5 people, I believe, were profiled and then they were smeared with the death of Senzo Meyiwa because the SAPS needed to wrap up this. Just needed to wrap this up and shut the South Africans' mouth and move on. And now it looks like if you are a member of the subs and you go against the people that are corrupt, then you are going to be smeared with a case of a crime you did not commit. Pay attention, South Africa. Understand when you are going to vote in 2024 what you are voting for. You could possibly be voting for your own incarceration of a crime you did not commit. Be wise with your vote. In October 2021, Mashala was approached and intimidated by armed officers sent by Liasia. The intimidation and reprisals she and her family faced culminated in Mashala going into hiding in fear for her life. The provincial commander of the COVID operation and crime intelligence in the Free State conducted a risk and threat assessment of Mashala. The commander found that her residence was continuously under surveillance by unknown police office officials, and that a case of perjury had been opened against Mashala as a method of intimidation. Again, people that swore to serve and to protect us. It concluded that Mashala and her family needed intervention of the highest level of protection from people who swore to serve the people of South Africa. However, SAPS management refused the report and instructed the crime intelligence officer to change the report and share information on Mashala's whereabouts. Why do you want to know where she is? Because I feel if what she's saying is untrue, why should you go and find out where she is hiding? To do what to her? Free State South African Police Service, that's the headline. It says, in 2008, Mashala reported corruption within the Free State management to South Africa's former president, Jacob Zuma, specifically alleging that management manipulated statistics, appointed employees without advertising the posts or conducting interviews, made fraudulent petrol claims, borrowed funds from the Secret Service account for personal use, and took funds intended for informers. Wow. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate, Ipid, the one that Rata Mukhotleng loves so much, about if the police that tortured allegedly Ntanzi and accused number 1, if they opened a case with Ipid. Now listen to this one. See how powerful Ipid is, right? And you as a South African citizen, tell me if you are ever going to open a case of assault that it is perpetuated by a SAPS member and think you are actually going to get justice. Listen to this. The investigated Mashala's allegation and found them to be true. This is Ipid. They investigated the allegations by Patricia Mashal and they found them to be true and recommended criminal prosecution. This is the first problem I have with Ipid. It does not have teeth to bite. You bring a case, they investigate, they come with a finding, and they recommend, not take or open a case and prosecute, but they recommend. Whom do they recommend to? Actually, that's whom. Who do they recommend to? Yeah. The Minister of Police, the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, who happens to be what? That is why my vote in 2024 is going to be a wise one. I'm no longer going to be voting for comrades. I'm sorry. However, SAPS National Commissioner Brigadier disbanded the Free State management and transferred them to other provinces. Does this ring a bell? Remember in 2014, Gininda was promoted to the national office, and then not so long after that, when he was promoted, there was the case of Randovan Kretcher, whom the trial within a trial found that the evidence or the confessions were obtained illegally. They were coerced. People were tortured. And then, because the High Court had made that pronouncement, guess what happened to Gininda? He was demoted. He went back to province. To do what? To kind of like make the dust to settle, for us to forget. And then he was taken back in 2017. And this time around, he was going to this so-called cold case unit. Sounds a little bit familiar. And we also know that when a minister in government is accused of something, guess what happens? We wake up, or before we go to bed, the president calls a family meeting and then he shuffles his cabinet. Takes that minister to another department. Why? So that that minister is not held accountable. Welcome to South Africa. So this is what happened with this so-called, what they call them, Free State management, the management team. They were spread all over the country and all over the province, so that this case that Mashal has opened disappears. These are the people who swore to serve and to protect us. Let's continue. No disciplinary action was faced, and many of the members of the management were promoted in their new locations. That's another thing. You screw up, that is a good way of getting a promotion. In South Africa only. You do something bad, you're taken somewhere else, you are reshuffled, and then you are promoted. Like, well done. That's well done. That's great. Let's continue. Mashala has further exposed unfair dismissals, unlawful promotions, and a failure to discipline senior officials in SAPS. At least 88 SAPS employees have been suspended without pay or unfairly dismissed with no opportunity to defend themselves. Many of these cases were signed off by the brigadiers without the necessary authority to do so. These employees not only lost their income, but they could not access their pension funds either, as the government employees' pension funds was not told about their dismissals. This is scandalous. This is absolutely scandalous and definitely has to be a crime. And what happened to the pension funds if they were dismissed and then it was not reported to the government pension fund, what is it called here? Government Employees Pension Fund. What happened to their money? In addition, Mashal alleges that unlawful promotions within SAPS have also taken place. According to a 2020 arbitration proceeding, SAPS management committed unfair labor practices by unfairly promoting Moses Makubo to the rank of Major General, even though Makubo was wholly unqualified for the position. Although SAPS was ordered to re-advertise the post, the provincial commissioner of the Free State, Lieutenant General Motswanyane, failed to comply and did not withdraw Makubo's appointment. That's because he's a comrade. He's a comrade, period. There's no way they will listen to any court order or any order or whatsoever. The comrade is going to be protected. And if there's pressure that's going to be put on the lieutenant general, then he'll go to the minister and say, hey, our comrade is in trouble here. I'm being asked to remove. And the minister will be like, just ignore that. Ignore that. I'm not saying it happened. But I can imagine it happening that way. Because why wouldn't the minister, after hearing this order, does not go to the lieutenant general and say, listen, there's an order, remove this guy and re-advertise the post? What's so difficult in doing that? Mashal also presented evidence regarding SAP's failure to discipline a senior official, Colonel Tebogo Abraham Letswanyawo, who are for misconduct, the negligent loss of a firearm, and fraudulent petrol claims. These are major discrepancies. But no, these people are still secured in their jobs. Mashal has also pressed criminal charges against the current provincial commissioner and her management for corruption, nepotism, misuse of state resources, abuse of power, and failing to fulfill their mandates as stipulated in the South African Police Service Act. That is the end of the article. At least now I have a picture of who this lady is. Is she credible? Yes. From the things that I've been reading and understanding in this article, I believe her. I believe the fact that the reason why I holistically believe her is the fact that she's in hiding. In hiding of people who are supposed to be protecting her after she made these allegations, blew the whistle. They were supposed to embrace the, let's see what the act says. What act is this? Yeah, the Protected Disclosures Act, which is also the Whistleblowers Protection Law. That is the responsibility of the South African Police Service. But no, instead they want her probably deleted. Why? Why is that happening is what I want to know. But other than that, guys, the reason why I took an interest in Patricia Mashal, there are other articles that I have read, including her own tweets, where she speaks about Brigadier Gininda. Brigadier Gininda is a person of interest in this channel because he is the chief investigating officer in the Senzo Mewa murder trial. And he has taken the stand thus far, and everything that he's been saying has been a lie. So we would like to understand more from a person who probably knows Brigadier Gininda, or at least people who feel free to send information about Brigadier Gininda to Patricia Mashal so that she can, expose it to the public or to the general public so that we get to understand who is this person that is on the stand. I understand that the court does not listen to the noise outside. It only listens to what is inside and being presented to it for it to come to a conclusion of whether Rata Mokgwatleng is going to accept those confessions as legit or they were obtained illegally through coercion, through torture, and all of these allegations that accused number one and accused number two has leveled against Gininda and his crew. So Mashal does take a very interest to me and this channel, and I'm going to be doing more articles on what she is saying. And I'm also going to be following any new developments that she throws at us, and I will bring it to your attention and let you know this is what Patricia Mashal is actually singing today about whatever is going on. I feel like as South African citizens, we need to be more awake when it comes to our police officers. I saw a comment that made me laugh yesterday. I'm not going to mention the name of the... This was so hilarious that she was in the mall and she followed a person who was wearing a police uniform. When the person turned around, she thought it was Gininda, and so she froze, basically. That was hilarious. I know I'm not saying the way she said it, but it was along those lines. I'm just paraphrasing here. It was quite hilarious. But we shouldn't be walking down malls and then feeling this way, afraid or or worried or things like that. I also do see comments, people say, hey, Clancy, you need to be safe. These people are dangerous. I understand that they are dangerous, but I can tell you one thing. As South Africans, we have this mentality, I don't know whether it's positive or not, where we say, you can kill some of us, but not all of us. You kill me, there's going to be another Clancy's, and then another Clancy's, and another Clancy's, and another. Are you going to keep killing all the Clancy's that pop? It makes absolute no sense. Oxalayo, now one day you're going to die. One day. You are not the boss of the earth here, and you are not here as an immortal. You also as immortal as, you too, you are immortal as I am. Right? So, I'm not afraid. I truly am not afraid. And it would be way too obvious if anything had to happen to any of the YouTubers that cover the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. I know I've heard some other people say, these people, sometimes they're not going to do something to you themselves. What they do is just pay a Nyaupe addict 20 rand and give him a knife and say, go stab that guy. Of course, when a Nyaupe person comes and starts stabbing me or shooting me in the presence of all these people are going to be like, he's not going to go to jail. Look at him, how he looks. No, we know all these tactics. So it would be way too obvious if anything had to happen to YouTubers that cover the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Honestly speaking, that is where I'm standing. I may sound naive on that one, but let me tell you something. I've also got measures in place. I got measures in place too to protect me. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And also, if they ever try to smear a crime a case of a crime I did not commit or any of the YouTubers, again, it will be way too obvious. Why would you want to shut down people who have a whole constitutional right to express themselves? I'm a South African citizen. I vote, I pay taxes. Why on earth would I not be allowed to express myself freely? Why? Because we are run by mafias? No, thank you. Again, I will say it. I am going to elect or vote for a political party that comes to me and says, listen, we are going to depoliticize government departments, starting with the police, going everywhere. All the departments that government run, including parastatals, they are going to be, I don't give a rat's tail what the race is. I don't. What I'm looking for is capacity. Are these people capable of running? Number one, not only just going to have to run, they have to revive these departments. They have to revive the government businesses. They have to revive our image on a global stage. All these things. I want to hear your plan. What is your plan? How are you going to achieve those things for the people of South Africa? How are you going to make sure that South Africans are safe from the people that swore to serve and to protect us? I want to know that. Then you will have my vote. And probably a bonus on why I would vote for you. It is the laws that you are going to put in place in protecting women in this country. I want to hear how you are going to protect women. If you say you bring the death penalty, I'm number one in line to vote for you. Whether the woman was raped or she was raped and murdered, I'm going to vote for you. If you say I'm bringing back the death penalty, I'll even vote for you on both the national and provincial. If you say people that are raped, they'll be castrated whether chemically or I don't give a rat's tail how you do it. If you're going to promise the people of South Africa, women in particular, this is how we are going to protect you, I will vote for you. Other than that, yes, also how you're going to create jobs, where you're going to get the money from, all of those things. I want to hear your blueprint, how you are going to improve that in the next 5 years once we have put our X on that ballot paper. But let's be wise. Let's be wise. Let's vote for ourselves for the next 5 years. When you walk into that booth, ask yourself this question: how has my life changed in the past 5 years? Was it better or worse? You're the one who knows the answer. And vote according to what the answer is. Don't vote sentimentally like, oh, we are South Africa today because... No. Vote for you. When you vote, for people that have no capacity, have absolutely no idea what they're doing, let alone have a business in running government. And then in the next 5 years, you are still unemployed. You still have no business funding. You are just basically bouncing flesh all over, waiting for what? A miracle. There are no miracles. Miracles are performed by you when you take action. And one of the actions that you need to take is taking these two little fingers of yours and taking a pen that you'll be provided with, or pencil, and put an X next to a political party that said, these are the things we are going to do for you. And actually they will deliver those things. I'm not promoting any political party here, and I'm not also bashing any political party. That is your choice. Your vote is your secret as well. So go vote wisely. Ask yourself the question, how has my life changed in the past 5 years? And if your life is going to improve in the next 5 years, do projections. And I'm telling you, if your life was worse in the past 5 years, chances are it's going to be even worse in the next 5 years. If you continue to vote the way you always did. Change. Let's make it a norm to vote for others and give others a chance. Stop asking silly questions like, what have they done? They have not been in government before. Give them their chance, let them fail and say, I gave you a chance, let's go for another one. Okay, guys, I think I'm ranting at this point. It's just because emotions are beginning to rise from the article that I was reading about Patricia Mashal. So Patricia Mashal, she is in hiding. We don't know where she is. I hope nobody ever reveals where she is hiding. And may she continue to expose corruption in the police service, because I think it's answering a lot of questions that I've had in mind about our police. Anyways, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking the channel and supporting it financially. I highly appreciate you guys so very much. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, what did you think about this Patricia Mashal story? Are you familiar with it? Is there more information you know about it? Do you believe her? What's happening with you? I would like to hear in the comment section. Please don't forget to share this video far and wide. I highly appreciate you guys when you do that, because I do see it in the analytics. And also, don't leave this video without smashing the like button and also subscribing if you have not subscribed yet. And also, when you come across the YouTubers' channels, do watch their videos, like their videos, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time with a new video. Goodbye.